Good morning, brave awakened ones. This is Veronica of Higher Holistics, certified integrative holistic health nurse, medical empathic intuitive, spiritual counselor guide, and author. Please hang out at the end of this video to learn more information about webinars that I'm offering, healing circles, virtual healing circles, my books, and about my sessions. First of all, thank you to my Patreons and supporters and subscribers. Mwah. Love you guys very much. And today is the 3rd of February 2019. I had a heck of a night last night. Woo! We all know, made a couple of videos, and most of you guys know about the energies that have come in through last week. And the big pop that came yesterday, that crescendoed yesterday, my oversoul called it was 0 point. The reason why it was called 0 point, a 0 point energy, was because it was the beginning. It's going to allow for the new beginning. And what I was quote unquote used for from 10 p.m. to 1 o'clock this morning was to actually create a new timeline. I've been used for the past few years to collapse old timelines, but I've never created a timeline. And it wasn't just thinking about, oh, better, so therefore I'm in a new timeline. No, it was the literal physical creation of a timeline, which I didn't even know you could do. And it was literally like the opposite of breaking down a timeline. I know when I've collapsed timeline, I'd be in that space, and then all of a sudden everything would burst into these colors and sacred geometries and shapes and stuff, and it would fold in on itself like origami. This was literally the opposite. From me, exploded everything. And I keep hearing big bang, big bang. Holy crap. This is as new to me as it is to you. Trust me. I don't go out to do this thing. I don't plan on this thing. It's just I surrender to the process. I said, okay, whatever it is I'm supposed to be, let it be. And I surrender to the process. Okay. I have no idea how far it's going. So literally, here's how it started. Okay. Got really tired, finished doing a session late, got kind of tired, and it was like 9 something, jumped in the shower, decided to lay down. And I was like, ooh, I'm getting like, that weird feeling. So I knew something was coming on. And right before I went into that zone, it was like almost 10 o'clock or something. And then I felt this immense energy in my root chakra area. And I knew it was my Kundalini. I was like, oh, I felt this before a couple of months ago. It was so intense. It scared me, right? I've had my Kundalini right before. The first time it rose was a good 7 years ago. And it's risen up and down, several times within that time. But like that past time was different. It felt like nothing I ever felt before. And then I heard that was it. I said, oh, is this going to happen again? I asked my oversoul, and I was told no. That was just a practice run. I was like, oh my God, what am I in for? And then I opened my eyes, as I felt that Kundalini energy building and building and spreading. And it was getting so bright within my body. I opened my eyes and I looked outside my window because my blinds were up. And it looked like sunrise outside. The skies was orange. And I was like, what the WTF? What is going on here? And then I heard, go back within. So I closed my eyes again, but I was getting really scared because this energy was I literally felt my body was getting so hot. I thought it was going to burst into flames. That's how hot my body was getting. And I just felt the sweat just pouring down and pouring down. Like I felt my wet hair sticking to the back of my neck. But I was told just to relax. And I felt the energy spreading to the point where the vibrating down there was like getting freaky. Okay. And I was told that all that energy that I had conserved through 7 years of celibacy, that is what's being used right now. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be big. And then I literally said out loud to my oversoul, the heck is that? Oh, it's an iguana swimming. I actually said out loud to my oversoul, I'm scared. And I said out loud, I said, I'm scared. I'm scared. And then this great white being, who I just considered my guardian angel, one of my guardian angels, put itself around me. Like it was almost like wings coming around me and enclosing my entire body. And then all of a sudden I felt really safe, because I was like, no, if I go too bright, the dark is going to find me. They're going to get me. And I just kept saying I was scared. And I was very, very scared. And I said, no, they kept saying, my oversoul and the other beings around me, the white beings around me, said, no, you cannot be scared. You must release this energy. You must release the energy. You have to create this timeline. And I was igniting the fire of creation. So I was like, okay, once that being was wrapped, the white being wrapped itself around me and I felt safe, I allowed that energy to go. And it's so funny. I happened to turn on the TV because I was going to put in a DVD so I could work out in, and the movie Fifth Element popped up. It's an old movie. I forgot the name of the model. She had the short red hair, and Bruce Willis was in it. And Corbin, Corbin, my man, Corbin. He was Corbin, and that comedian who I always found absolutely hysterical, he was in it too. And my oversoul said, you're going to be doing that. And it was like when she was in the center of the thing and the stones opened, and then all of a sudden that energy burst out of her and she destroyed that thing that was coming to destroy Earth. I was like, oh, fuck. And it wasn't the first time I got that message. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I kept hearing pillar of white light, pillar of light, pillar of light. So I decided to let go and allow it to happen. I stopped being scared once I was wrapped in that white being, and it comforted me. And that energy shot up into my third eye, into my pineal gland. And I literally heard it like a bang. And then I was like, and I had my eyes open and everything was white and outside was orange. And then it went back down and then exploded. And then that's when all of a sudden I opened my eyes and literally, like from within me, things started opening up like origami, and all this sacred geometry just exploded around my room. And then I said out loud, I was like, what the heck was that? And that's when I heard the fire. You ignited the fire of creation. And yeah, I ignited the fire of creation and literally created a new timeline. And yeah, when that Kundalini energy went up into my pituitary gland, my third eye region, my pineal gland region, I felt the expansion and the bursting of the light, the crackling and the sparks and the bursting of the light. I was told immediately at that point to start thinking about the highest and best good. Think about exactly how I would create. And I was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I kept hearing the beings saying, like, there were different ones, and I heard different voices. And the one holding me and wrapping me, keeping me safe, was like, well, what is it you always want? What do you want? How are you going to create? Think about your pocket of heaven. How are you going to create your pocket of heaven? Tell us how you're going to create your pocket of heaven. What are your relationships going to look like? And I said, I want harmonious relationships. To everyone have harmonious relationships. I want to have harmonious relationships. Yes, keep going, keep going. And I just kept saying out loud. And I had to say it out loud, because as I said it out loud, more stuff would like burst out of me, and more of the sparks and the sacred geometry and the colors would burst out of me as I was saying these things. And I was like, is this just for me? It said, no, you're creating it for the collective. It's going out into the 5D higher mind grid. You're creating this new timeline along with others. As I'm creating mine, they're creating theirs. We're in simpatico together, and they're all meeting together, creating the new higher 5D mind grid timeline for Earth that the other timelines are going to be based off of. I'm like, okay, cool. So I just kept having to say these things. I did my own personal things, and through that, other things were evolving. And then when it went, that's what I was doing when it was up here. And then it went back down and it exploded out and just unfolded like origami. And then it was slowly but surely, and I was like, what is going on? You're at 0 point, you're at 0 point. And then slowly but surely I was coming to, and it was, everything was calming down and calming down. Mind you, I had my eyes open through this, and outside the colors turned back normal again. It came back dark again because it was 1 o'clock in the morning. When I finally looked at my clock again, my phone, I was told I could look, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and everything was normal again. Woo! What a night. So, and I was told, okay, and I asked, I said, how do I say this to my viewers? How do I share this information? Because people can be like, okay, show me how you did that. And I know I'm not to show them how I did it because I don't know how I did it. It's what I am created for, is what I am used for. It's like, I was just speaking to a client, and I'd mentioned this. I have a few clients already in the month of January, 4 of them, this number 5 clients who are going to be evolving and going into the field of energy healing art. One of the artists is the one that sent the painting to me that's in my community page. Shanti Loves Art. Give her another plug again, because she will be working with me with doing her energy healing art, and she's on the other side of the world. And I've met a few others who are going to be working with me also. So like, we're forming our communities and coming together this way. And since mine is healing and all about that, I'm the people who are supposed to, it's like I'm the center and I'm drawing them to me like that. And we're all connecting and forming that new beautiful flower of life, higher 5D mind pattern. And that is what's going to be happening. Again, I'm going to mention the time. That starts in April. I got it again. April of 2019, April of this year. And that whole connecting thing and building thing goes on goes through 2022. Because goes to 2022, and that's the connecting and the preliminary and the building, because between 2022 and 2024 is when it's like the government changes and the money changes and all those other type of things change. So by 2024, it's heaven on earth. A bit sketchy on how everything comes together. I have it written down. I made the video about it yesterday. But yeah, that's basically how it's going. So by April is when, if you don't know now, you'll know. Let's just put it that way. And you're starting to know. Like the energy healing artist that I just got off the phone with. She was like, oh, really? Well, I already did this. And was like, yes, that is what you're going to be doing. You know, the master of it. You're literally going to be a master of it. And that's how you're going to be referred to. So yeah, but for many out there, just like I had my blocks I needed to remove, which I did through my tapping. I was guided to do it through tapping. My block of fame and fortune, I had to remove those blocks of fame and fortune in order for this to actually happen. Me creating that massive timeline that other timelines are going to go off of. I had to get over that blockage. And I had a really wonderful webinar yesterday, which I'll be doing every Saturday through February, in removing blockages to creation. And it was a very nice, successful webinar. And again, you could go to my website, highrealmholistics.com, to register for it. It's every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also in the month of February, to go along with that, that's if you're ready. It all has to do with wherever you are in your cycle of evolution. Also deconstructing the Kabbalion and implementing the 7 Hermetic principles into your life to help you. I live by it to create, to live by, in the higher mind. So that is what I'm doing every Sunday. So the first one's today. It's a 4-parter. You can purchase one at a time and you can get the whole program. And yes, I'll have recordings available. If you can't make the webinar, you can always go back and purchase the actual recordings themselves. That will be available on my website, higherrealmholistics.com. Okay, and if you're interested in sessions in my office or Zoom video conference or phone, I do sessions with people all over the world. higherrealmholistics.com. And also I have my book that ignites the hidden potential in a child or in yourself, called How the Caterpillar Flew, A Journey of Self-Discovery. Beautiful hardcover book, beautiful art. Ooh, there's butterflies showing all her glory to her caterpillar friends. Yes, and it's a rhyming book. And I'll be having my book signing. My book signing is scheduled for February 16th. At 11 a.m. in the morning, Barnes & Noble in Miami, largest Barnes & Noble in South Florida. Yay! That's in Miami, February 16th. Okay, did I say everything to you guys? Oh, yeah. In closing, I asked for, something general I can give you guys to help you. And the 2 cards, the only 2 type of cards I'm allowed to use are my Isis cards, which are personal for me, and the crystal cards, which connects me to Gaia. And I say, Gaia, what message, what blessings you have to give us to help us, okay? And this is the card that came up. And it is the blue tiger's eye. So if you have a blue tiger's eye, you could carry it with you. Meditate with it, okay, for this week. And what comes with it is calm mental chatter and clear confusion. Take steps to gain a new perspective on life. Increase emotional balance. Always on point, okay? And here's the mantra you could say with it. It's easy for me to see beyond the obvious. I am focused on my own sacred path. And this got to me too, saying that, because I was like, how am I going to say this without people writing me letters? And please stop. Don't give me those huge letters. I can't read them. I don't have time to read them. Small comments are fine, but those huge letters, I can't. Like, how am I going to stop people from, jumping into their ego, saying, oh, I want to do what she did. I want to do that. Show me how I do it. And if I say, no, I can't, start cursing me out. I have that happen so much. Start cursing me out, saying you're being selfish, you're this, you're that, blah, blah. You're not truly sacred because you're supposed to. No, that goes to show you're just not ready for it. And not only that, the same way, my field is not energy art healing. Not now, even though I'm an artist, this is not what I'm to do right now. I completely understand that. I'm not sitting there saying, oh, I wish I could just paint and do what they're doing and just be an energy art healer. That's so amazing. No, I know I have to be sitting there. I finished collapsing of the timelines. Now, obviously, my form, my energy, I'm channeling the energy to build new higher timelines. And yeah, and again, it is terrifying at times. So be careful what you wish for, okay? I was absolutely terrified. I didn't know if I was literally somebody was going to come and find a pile of ashes in my bed. That's what it felt like. Okay. So be careful what you wish for. It's like Jesus even prayed how many times to please take this cross away from me. Take this burden away from me. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. But even though I was scared, I was like, no, I promised myself I'm 100% and there's no turning back for me now. So, stay in your lane. Everybody has to stay in their lane so we could do our part and come together. So the advice given by Gaia, again, the mantra to say, it's easy for me to see beyond the obvious. I am focused on my own sacred path. The same way I got to focus on my own sacred path, you got to focus on your own sacred path. And yes, I will write the mantra. I will write the mantra in the description. And again, the advice from Gaia is calm your mental chatter and clear confusion. Take steps to gain a new perspective on life. increase emotional balance. And if you'd like a little help on that, feel free to book a session with me, or feel free to, even better, join me on the healing circle. And I Reiki you also while we're doing the tapping to release the blockages. I Reiki you also during that time, and it's for a nice full hour. Okay, so Lady V out. Happy Sunday or Saturday or Monday, wherever you are in the world, and just know that, you know, we're getting there. We're there. Okay, and there's steps. There's steps to everything. You can't rush the process. You know, even though as much I'd like to sometimes, you can't rush a process. And there are some scary moments that we have to go through. You know, but it's all for the best of all. You know, and just surrender to who and what you are. That's the best advice I can give. Like Gaia said, focus on your own sacred path. Focus on your own sacred path. Quiet your mind, focus on your own sacred path. And if you need to release blockages, you can tap them away. It works wonders. Or you could join me on my healing circle. I'll help you tap it away. Or we could do private sessions. And also, of course, I have my office in North Miami Beach, Florida, where I do healing sessions and also, you know, counseling sessions and holistic health information and guidance. You know, if you're having issues like any type of chronic illness or anything like that, I do healthcare plans in my office in North Miami Beach, Florida. Okay, so Lady V out. We already have victory, and we got this, right? Peace. Thank you. Bye.